Welcome to Talkin' Fight. We're back again. Second time within the hour, waiting for Neil the Deal to come online. As you can see, we've got half of him. I guess this is one of the issues we might have in an online broadcast system. Coming to you live when someone's having technical difficulties. I'm expected to banter on. I don't understand why we can't see him unless he still has the cap on his camera still attached. This is rather frustrating and embarrassing. But if you are joining me, I am curious where your comments are. Let me have a view, speaker view, gallery view. Where can I see? Yeah. And
hello.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, live. Neil the Deal has finally.
Wow. This is different for me, guys. Sorry about that.
So he's
trying to get us on full screen here, guys. Hopefully everything's good for you.
So we are live. We are broadcasting to the world right now. And this is Neil the Deal.
Fantastic. All right, we're just trying to get us focused in here, Graham. Can you see me? Everything good out there, guys?
Are you? Yes, we can see you fine. We're wondering if you're using a dial-up service or something.
Well, I'm not exactly the most computer creative guy here, so I'm having a bit of a hard time. I don't know why, but we'll just try to figure this out. That's a little better. There we go. Now we're talking. But we're a little, how you doing out there, everybody? Nice to see you. Sorry I'm late. I wasn't late. I just couldn't figure out how to use the computer. Things are advancing quite quickly out there in the computer world, and I'm basically a dinosaur. So there you go.
All right. So welcome to Neil.
Well, set there, Graham, everybody.
Welcome to the viewers.
Yeah, welcome, everybody. Thank you very much, Graham, for having me tonight again. Sorry I'm late. It's not that I was, but let's try not to make it happen again. We're going to work on a few things today and have some fun, talk about a couple of guys I got, Graham. You want to talk about those guys with the viewers right now, or how do you want to do this today, Graham? How are we going to work?
Yeah, we basically scheduled this as a short episode series. So Monday to Friday at 7 o'clock, we'll have you on and you'll highlight either an up-and-comer or a fighter that you like or a technique you like. Something that you've enjoyed in the world of boxing. So if you've got a couple of guys lined up, let her rip.
Right on. Well, again, thanks a lot, Graham. Everybody out there, thanks for the shares, the likes. This is getting right crazy. I'm really, really kind of flattered by this, Graham, and it's you know, all the great response and all the great fighters that have come out and been doing some interviews with them. Guys, check out the interviews; they're amazing. I really, you know, it was like dreams of mine to do this kind of a thing for a living. So, thanks again for everything. Now, Graham, first thing I want to talk about is, guys, the World Juniors. Let's see that right back here in the back. I got a new World Junior jacket. The real deal. Got the real deal junior jacket. So you got to support the amateur sports, which we always do, Graham, and professional sports, of course. But right now is the time that we need to support juniors, the World Juniors, our team. The other night I was watching the game. It wasn't much of a game, but what a team. We got a real team. We got a good shot at this one, guys. So let's all support them. Watch. Go to their website, whatever you donate, whatever you can do, you know what I mean, to help out. So I believe there's a game tonight, started at 6, Graham. Do you know the score by any chance? I have not been able to see any of it, guys. Can we get
No,
somebody to pipe in on the score?
I've been online.
Yeah, you don't know the score either, eh?
No.
Okay. Well, maybe somebody can make a comment on the score for me, because I'm just, I'm here doing my job with you guys, and I'm enjoying myself thoroughly. So let's talk about what we're talking about, all right?
Let's get to boxing.
Good to start now, Graham. Interested in going forward?
Let's get it on.
All right, cool. All right, guys. So we're going to talk about a couple of guys that are pretty close to my heart. Like most of them, they're all close to my heart. You guys especially out there in in the land of video and out there in the world are my favorite people. But these guys are right up there. They've made a huge contribution in different ways. We are been doing the series, as Graham knows, a little bit about boxers, a little bit about trainers, a little bit about anything to do with the boxing industry. We're trying to cover all angles, guys, just so you get an idea of how it works in the industry. And by any means, I don't know. I'm bringing the professionals on the show to let us know what professionals do to become professionals at their sports. And we're talking boxing, right, Graham? So first guy I want to talk about tonight, guys, is a guy that I used to watch as a child. He was one of my favorite boxers. All right, Graham, another Canadian guy. We're doing the Canadian series. We're going to do the European series. We're going to do the World Series, so to speak, of boxing. So we're going to add to our Canadian content today because it's so Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll see you. Hopefully we'll see you around New Year's. But we're going to talk about a guy. His name is Davey Hilton Jr. Davey Hilton Jr. He comes from a big fighting family out of Montreal, Quebec. His father was a fighter originally, senior, Davey Sr. And he compiled a very good record. I believe he had 65 fights or something, Graham. He won like 55 or 58 of them or something, So the father was a good fighter. And then he had an army of children, and they were all boys. And so he trained his kids to fight. And they're from Montreal, Quebec. So the Hilton brothers, they're kind of like the Baldwins, or I guess the Kardashians. There's a whole whack of these guys, and they're all boxers. So you can look them all up. All right. We're just going to talk about the one today, the one brother that I used to really kind of gravitate to. And one of his younger brothers I really liked his style. But the brothers' names were, look these guys up. Matthew Hilton was the one of his brothers that I really liked. His style and his ability was amazing. There was Jimmy, all right, Jimmy Hilton. There was Alex Hilton, the father, obviously senior, and Stewart Hilton. So they're all fighters, guys. Can you imagine having four boys and they all end up being fighters? It's pretty crazy, eh, Graham?
Yeah, kind of reminds me of the Sutter brothers.
Yeah, like the Sutters, these kind of families, right? The Stroms, these kind of families. They all seem to gravitate to the similar sport that the family likes, and they all become good at it, and then they all become professionals. So it's pretty interesting how that works. It's kind of, I guess it's just like in the blood or something like that. You know what I mean, Graham? It's in their blood. So anyways, we're going to talk a little bit about the champ here. He was born December 9th, 1963, so that would make him 57 years old right now. Graham, you're not going to believe this. When I started looking really in depth on what he's all about, really, I watch him fight, but who knows what he does after that? He was born, funny enough, guys, this is unbelievable. He was born in Port Credit, Ontario, but he lives in Montreal, Canada, Quebec. But he's born in Port Credit, and funny enough, guys, Port Credit is basically where I grew up, pretty much. So I didn't realize that Davey Hilton was actually basically born in my hometown. And yet he's only known to be from Montreal, Quebec. I never even knew he lived in Ontario, ever. Then I find out he's born in my town, like the town of Port Credit. Really? So, anyways, obviously they moved from my town to Montreal, and that's how everybody knows the Hilton brothers is they're Quebec. They're French. So, anyways, he's a former. Well, let's start again. He was fighting mainly in the super middleweight division, Graham. All right, during his career, he did. I believe he may have just dabbled in middleweight or something, but that was his natural division, was super middleweight, and he became a former WBC super middleweight champion of the world. All right, so nice work there, Dave. You did the job. You went all the way to the top, and you took down the best of the best, and you became the world champ. He was also the former brother-in-law, okay, of Arturo Gatti. Did you know that, Graham?
I did not know that.
So, neither did I, but I know now. So, anyways, so he's a brother-in-law of Arturo Gatti, who is also from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. So there you go. So that's kind of an interesting little thing that, those guys were kind of hanging out, I guess. They were probably training. They're in a similar weight division, not exact, but pretty close. So they probably sparred and helped each other out. So that's kind of cool, right? He had a big issue, though. He was the world champ, the WBC super middleweight world champion for a very brief time. Not because he lost a fight, but because he was stripped of the title. All right? And the reason why he was stripped of the title, normally you get stripped of the title because you don't defend the title within a certain amount of time. Okay, guys? So what happens is, if you're the champ and you think you're just going to sit around and never fight again and just be the champ for the rest of your life, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. That's not how it works. You have to defend the title within a specific amount of time. And I'm sure guys with the new guys we're going to be interviewing in the new year, that's a question I'm going to ask them, actually, is we'll find out from the real guys. Like, is there a set number you have to defend within 6 months or 3 months or a year, or you know what I mean? So we'll look into that. We'll ask these guys, and I'm sure we'll get the right answer, right? So anyways, he held it briefly, but the reason why he lost the title, Graham, and everybody out there, guys, it's terrible, but I don't know. I mean, this is what I found out. There were charges against him, levied against him in regards to child abuse charges. He had some child abuse charges, which, I mean, that's probably one of the, I don't even know what to tell you, but anyways, this is what happened to him. So he ended up, he didn't fare very well. He ended up having to go to jail. He went to jail for 7 years for it. And apparently he got out, and his problems continued. He just kept getting into trouble. And I think a few of his other brothers, Graham, if I'm not mistaken, they were sort of having a little bit too much fun as well. So they basically got themselves blackballed. I think what happened is they're just blackballed now. You don't hear anything from them. You know what I mean? So he basically got remarried in 2013, and he's underground somewhere. Davey, if you're watching, love to have you on the show, my friend. We'll just talk about your career and what you're doing now and stuff like that, because we all make mistakes, and you just try to learn from your mistakes and come out better on the other side. I guess that's all I can tell you, right? And everybody out there in Talking Fight land, right? So, so it's not a very good situation, and, it is what it is. I just want to let you know that I thought he was a fantastic fighter, but obviously outside of the ring, he's been having a lot of problems. So let's go over his stats, all right? Let's talk about his actual stats, and all. This will indicate to what kind of boxing career he had. He had a total of 45 fights, Graham. He won 41 fights, Graham, out of 45. He only lost 2 fights out of 45. So he was 45-2, and he had 2 draws. 41. He would be 41-2-2. All right? Okay. 2 losses, 2 draws. So he had total rounds was about 253 rounds. He fought in his career. And if we do the math on that, he had out of the 41 wins, he had 26 KOs, Graham. So if we do the knockout percentage on that guy, you're looking at 57.78%. So almost 60% of his fights were ended in knockout, which is the champs will tell you, all the guys, the champs will tell you. I would think anything over 60% in anything makes you a pro. If you can, poker players, for instance, have to win. A poker player becomes a professional. How does a poker player become a professional? You win 60% of the time. Once you win 60%, you can now call yourself a professional in poker anyways. So that might be across the board in other sports. If you're 60% and up, basically you're a pro. So he had those fights, and I've seen him fight maybe 30 times, and great guy. So Davey, hopefully everything's going all right. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you and your family and all your friends. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all of the Neil the Deal show fans, all the great people out there watching the show, all you guys around the world, all the different countries. I really appreciate everything you guys are doing for me. And let's just keep it rolling. And God bless you all. You know what I'm saying, Graham?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Did Davey Hilton ever fight for any international championships?
Meaning in his amateur career or professional career?
In his professional career, like, did he end up winning any belts?
Yeah, he was the former Canadian world champion. Okay, he won the super middleweight heavyweight championship belt of Canada, and he also won the WBC super middleweight championship of the world. So he won 2.
And what years was he in the 80s?
Yes, it'd be in the 80s. Yes, because his first fight was I believe it was February 10th, 1980. That's what it was. February 10th, 1980 was his first fight. So he was probably fighting for those titles in and around 83, 84, 85.
Yeah. Okay.
So I watched him in the 80s, Graham.
Yeah.
45 fights. He had about a 10-year career. If not a little less, maybe 7 or 8.
He must have made some money.
Well, I'm sure he did, but who knows what he did with it, right?
It was the 80s.
It's like,
all right.
Yeah, it was the 80s, and we all know how that went. So
yes, we do.
Yeah, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to another one here, Graham. If you guys are all set and all ready, we're gonna do another one here for you, and we're gonna move off topic a little bit. We're gonna go to Graham. We're gonna go back into the coaches trainers segments, guys. Everybody out there, we're gonna talk a little bit about a trainer coach guy that I used to watch all the time. I didn't really know. I knew he was like at the top of the game, Graham, but I didn't realize until I really start digging into his life a bit how much influence this individual must have had on the boxing world and the community involved here. Because this guy, basically, I was like shocked. I was shocked. I was like, whoa, this guy is doing some serious stuff. I always saw him, but like I say, guys, everybody out there, the trainers and the cut men and the sparring partners and all the guys that tape your gloves and all this, they never get any credit, right, Graham?
I would agree.
So we're just trying to give you guys a little credit and a little history for the people that I feel that everybody's important. Like they all say Black Lives Matter, this lives matter. That's great. I think all lives matter. I think that's just the way I am. It's like all animals' lives matter, right? Type of thing. So we're just trying to understand this individual. He's a really good guy, and his name was Emmanuel Stewart. Emmanuel Stewart, guys. Everybody out there, take a look at the career of Emmanuel Stewart. We're going to go over a little bit about him, Graham, a little synopsis of who he was. But there's so much more, guys. You guys out there in Talkin' Fight Land can basically look up and check out yourself and throw it up on the big screen and enjoy the fights that he was actually involved in. He was not a fighter. Again, he was a trainer and a coach. His name is Emmanuel Manny. They used to call him Manny. That was his nickname, Manny. So he was born in 1944. He was born on July 7th, 1944, in Bottom Creek, North Virginia, in the United States of America. He died. He died in November 25th, 2012. All right. So what would that be, Graham? 44 to 2012. That would be 66, 67, 68 years old. Is that what he would have been?
Yep. Sounds
68. 68. Yeah. When he passed away, which was relatively young for a guy. Unfortunately, guys, I believe he died of colon cancer. All right. So, as we know with this cancer stuff, we talked to Mike Strange the other night about it, and we'll be continually talking about it all the time, that we really need to figure out a cure for this thing, and any of this stuff needs to be cured. Because
for sure,
life's gotta go back to normal, and we all gotta get back to normal stuff. So we just keep praying every day for it. So let's talk a little bit about Emmanuel Stewart's life, Manny Stewart. All right. He worked in the auto industry apparently before he became a trainer. So I guess he worked at Chrysler or Ford, because he moved from North Virginia to Detroit. There he opened up a gym, or worked. He didn't open it. I'm sorry. He was working at a gym there called the Kronk Gym. All right, Kronk. So many, Graham, and everyone out there, many world champions were trained out of Kronk Gym in Detroit. It's probably one of the most famous gyms in the world. I mean, every time I've watched fighters, they'll say, fighting out of Detroit, Michigan, and Kronk Gym. They always say that. I guess it gives them status. It's a real like credibility, you know. If you're actually training out of Kronk Gym, it's probably the best trainers in the world and the best equipment, but it's old school. Do you know what I mean, Graham? You go in there and there's like grease on the walls. There's like blood and spit there from like 100 years ago, you know, guys. So there's a lot of history with the Kronk Gym and the guys that fought there. And we're gonna talk a little bit about that. All right.
All right.
So, anyways, he had an amateur record. He was an amateur fighter. He was He had 94 wins, Graham. Not bad, eh?
That's
94
good.
wins as an amateur, and he only had 3 losses. And he's actually not a big guy. So I think he was fighting in the bantamweight division. If I'm not, I think like he was shorter than me. I think he was a short guy. Like I think he was like 5'1" or something, right? So, anyways, he had a great record. He won the 1963 National Golden Gloves Championship as a bantamweight, right? So I'm assuming that's with the 94 wins, he was in the bantamweight division. So he won the Golden Gloves. That's the biggest award you can win as an amateur. And he started training and coaching at Kronk Gym in 1971. He was drawn to the gym because other guys were there. There was Joe Lewis. Look up, guys.
Wow.
We're going to talk about him in upcoming episodes. Joe Lewis, he's in the league of Muhammad Ali status, so to speak. And also Ernie Futch. We talked about him. He was another fighter turned coach, trainer, Eddie Futch. And we talked about him. So he was really good. So what happened was he was attracted to that because of that. So anyways, let's just go through some of his notable fighters that he trained. All right, guys that he was doing the training of. All right, he trained in total 41 world title holder champions. 41, Graham. That's insane. So some of the names that he was training, we're going to go through it quick, guys. But this list, if you want to have fun at home and you got nothing to do, just take every guy on this list that I'm going to give you and check it out, because every one of them is like the best, almost the best guys. You know what I mean? So let's go through the list. Okay, Graham? We got Wilfred Benitez. We got Mark Brayland, U.S. Olympian, Mark Brayland, gold medal winner. He's got J.C. Chavez, Oscar De La Hoya. De La Hoya! Ooh, De La Hoya. So he's dealing with my man, the pretty boy, golden boy there. Tyson Fury. Graham, he was literally training Tyson Fury? Wow, that's pretty crazy, eh? Because Fury basically is still around. You know what I mean? So that's interesting. One of the biggest ones that he ever trained, and I remember hearing him talk about it. Oh, there's the birds. Oh, there you go. You get a little serenation from the birds, guys. What's the name of the birds? Remember the test, the contest. You guys haven't figured it out yet, but you're getting there. So anyways, that is crazy, eh, Graham?
Yes.
Anyways, so it's Thomas Hearns. Graham was one of his favorite fighters, Tommy Hearns. And then we got Holyfield. Everybody knows Holyfield. Klitschko, right? Klitschko. Everybody knows the Klitschko brothers. Lennox Lewis. There he is, our man, Mr. Canada. Lennox Lewis, man. You know what I mean? That's awesome. It just goes on and on. Like Milton McCrory. I remember Milton. That guy was amazing. But you never hear about Milton, but we'll talk about Milton one day. Then we got Michael Moore. You know about Michael Moore. Everybody remembers him and the George Foreman. George Foreman took him out there. Aaron Pryor. We talked about him. One of my favorites, Aaron Pryor. Oh, my gosh. James Toney. Another one we talked about, James Toney. I mean, this list is crazy. Adonis Stevenson. This is crazy. One of my best Canadian guys ever. Graham, I wanted you to talk to this guy for me because he's one of my favorite guys. We're going to bring him on the show if you want. I'm inviting you on the show, sir, if you'd like to come. I'd love to talk to you. And I saw you fight live a few times. That was Sid Vanderpool. Do we have any contact with Mr. Sid Vanderpool?
I'll find out.
Yeah, Sid. Guys, when Sid comes on, it'll be fine. He is one heck of a fighter. I've seen him fight a couple of times here in Mississauga, and Sid was amazing. So Sid, if you're out there watching, dude, just give our producers a call. Let them know that we're interested in having you come out and say hi to everybody. I know you got a couple of brothers, too, that fight, and they were fighting, because I saw them fight with you. They were on the undercard of fights with you. So maybe you could bring your brothers with you, and we could have a, 3 or 4 guys conversation. Now, that would be fun, wouldn't it, guys? Have the whole Vanderpool group on the Neil the Deal show. Like, that's going to be fun. I think that's fun, Graham. So that was the last guy that I looked into, Sid. So we're talking about Manny Stewart, Emmanuel Stewart. So he became an HBO boxing analyst, all right, in his retirement days. I loved him, used to watch him. I loved him. He was really, really sincere and informative. He was apparently one of the most beautiful men. He didn't have a bad bone in his body. He basically killed everybody with kindness. It's kind of what I do. And, he learned it from me. So you kill him with kindness and you get what you give. So there you go. He's really my kind of guy. The interviews I saw him in, he was so sincere, so informative, and so actually professional. It was like, I learned a lot. I really did learn a lot. So I'm sure you guys can learn a lot too. So he was elected to the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1997. And then he was elected to the World Boxing Association Hall of Fame as well. All right. And around 97, 98, I believe. So he's a Hall of Famer, Graham. One of the best trainers ever to train any fighter. We gave you the list, guys. Go through the list. Check those guys out. Have yourselves a good evening, and we're just going to hope that you guys can make some comments. The birds are chirping away over here. Like, I don't know why they decided to just they normally do this in the morning when the sun comes up. They've never done it at this time, but I guess it's my good luck charm, if you know what I mean. These are my good luck charms right here. I got 2 birds. Like, I love it. It's freaking awesome. And you guys just heard it live. My birds. Canaries singing in the back. That was wicked. So what do you think, Graham? What's up next? What do you want to do now? We just want to talk a little bit about some stuff, or what do you want to do?
No, I first of all think you should turn down the volume on your speakers because I
Oh,
get some wicked crazy echo whenever I speak.
oh, how do I do that? Is there a speaker button on this computer thingamajiggy?
Yeah, when we're not live, you can fix that for me, please.
Yeah, sure. No problem. Anything else? Can I make you coffee? Can I comb your hair? Or can I give you a shave at the same time? Like, what do you want me to do, man?
that's what I need, a shave and a haircut,
Oh,
actually.
foot massage. Foot massage would be nice. Great,
There,
Graham. You like that, eh?
that's a trifecta.
I like foot massage. That anybody want to come over and give me a foot massage? I'll gladly say thank you.
Now, you talking the reflexology kind or the ancient Chinese medicine foot massage kind?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about the different kinds. All I know is that when my feet get rubbed, I feel it makes me feel good. I think it's because I'm on my feet all the time or something. And then I don't know. Where are we going with this, Graham? Like, why don't we talk about fists or fights or what are we doing here?
I'm pretty sure in order to be quick on your feet, you need a good foot massage before that happens. So,
oh yeah, that's for sure, absolutely.
And many great boxers are quick on their feet. So I'd have to imagine, along with the training staff and the management staff and the cut men in the corners, you've got to have a good foot massage. So we're going to wrap this episode up because they're supposed to be short and sweet, my producer says. And we are running a bit long. So if you've nothing else, I'll just
sorry about being tardy, sir. Everybody in land, sorry about being tardy tonight, but I really should take a basic beginner's computer course or something because I have a hard time with a cell phone, and now this computer thing is really blowing me away. So,
well, as we learned in our days,
I'll work on it.
Be prepared.
Yeah, I just got to work. I just got to work on it, guys. Life's all about you get out of life what you put into life, I guess. Hey, Graham. So I need to put some more work into computers. Like these computers are, you know.
We're just trying to give back to our viewers
stuff, right?
Our knowledge. So here we go. So if you like what you're seeing there, please subscribe to our channel. Please like it. Please share it. And I guess we'll see you tomorrow night at 7:00 live Eastern Standard Time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, one more thing, guys. Graham, can I just say one little quick thing here?
Yes.
You see behind me, over my shoulder there, we have this thing, and it says World Juniors. Support the World Juniors now. We really need the support, guys. Support boxing. Support, your local amateur stuff. Take the kids out. Have fun. Take them to the park. Whatever. Play baseball. Throw the baseball. Throw the football. Throw the frisbee. Whatever it may be. Take the dog for a walk and support the juniors. All right. So have a wonderful Christmas, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks very much.
God willing.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Graham, for having me tonight. Thanks a lot, guys, and keep up the shares, likes, and the rest of the great stuff you've been so gracious in blessing me with. So thank you very much.
And we'll see you in 23 hours.
Absolutely, I'll be here, guys. Wait, bells and whistles on. I love this job. I love hanging out with you guys. You're my favorite bunch of guys. Now I have all you guys. I'm like, wow, these are all my new friends. I love it.
Whole bunch of
Without
guys.
a friend. Everybody needs a friend. You know what I mean, guys?
All right. See you tomorrow.
Okay, guys. Have a good evening. Stay safe.